way. So please say your name and why the world.
This is Ron Campbell speaking to you.
For your work.
It's amazing. It's amazing. You have been doing this for decades.
Well, I've been making films for little children for decades. Just in my retirement have I been doing little paintings for BeaTLeS fans and for people who like the cartoons that I helped make.
Any cartoons we heard of, possibly?
Possibly. Flintstones and Jetsons.
Oh my God! Do you know
Scooby-Doo and Winnie-the-Pooh.
Flintstone. Well, my name's ReW.
ReW, yeah.
There is a ReW in Winnie-the-Pooh.
That's
yeah,
right.
but the Flintstones are my. When I was a little kid.
Going way back. George the Jungle, Smurfs.
Holy cow!
How about the RugRats? I gave up 10 years.
Are you
of my
kidding
life
me?
to the
My
RugRats.
children lived on RugRats. I love the RugRats. Oh my!
RugRats too, and finally I ended my career doing animation direction for a show called Ed, and Eddie. And then the computers hit town, and I dropped my pen because I was a dinosaur by that time.
Yeah, but your resume is pretty.
Yeah, it's a long one.
Smashing.
Long one. 50 years in 1 month.
Did you live in LA?
Yeah, a lot of the time. I began my career in Australia. Did most of my production work in California, and then in the latter years of my career, where I was just doing script writing, story editing, storyboarding, I came to Arizona, where I've been retired.
Wow. Do you have a website?
I think people are building a website for me, but I don't do that.
Wow. So these are the BeaTLeS.
If you type in Ron Campbell, a lot of stuff will come up.
And you just doodle these for fun?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Just because you have a good heart. Did you love the BeaTLeS?
No, not because I have a good heart. I do it to pay my electric bill.
Ah.
And also, I do it because if I don't do it, I'll probably just drop dead.
And you can't do that. You're too valuable. So, Ron Campbell. Wow. When's your birthday?
Christmas Day.
Really? Wow. So is Santa nice to you, or is that why you resemble him a little bit?
American time, but in Australia it was the day after Christmas.
Is that right? It's the 26th? So you're the 25th?
In American time,
so
yes.
That's Christmas
The moment
Eve.
I was born, it was Christmas Day in America. Let's put it that way.
Is that called Christmas Eve in Australia?
It was Boxing Day.
Okay, and that comes before Christmas?
After Christmas.
And
1 day after Christmas.
That's what your birthday is in Australia. I understand. But isn't it summer in Australia during Christmas?
Darn right it is. And pretty nice, too.
It's a little different, right?
Yeah.
It's a different vibe.
Everything's the opposite.
So did you have a favorite RugRat? I love Phil and Lil.
Yes, my favorite RugRat was Angelica.
I love Angelica.
She was such a brat.
She was such a brat. Do you know when my daughter was a little girl, she had a friend who was Angelica. Her mother would call her wherever she was and say RugRats, and we'd have to find a television. And years later, she had twins, a boy and a girl, who I called Phil and Lil.
So she had Phil and
And
Lil
it straightened her right out. She turned into the sweetest, sweetest person.
Mummy, huh?
If there was one, it would have been dangerous. But there was Phil and Lil to balance her out, Angelica. It was great. So I just have to do a quick little. And these are all modern? Wow.
We still have it. It's never done it. We're staying way far away.
Wow. So on ReW and Who, we like to ask anyone who's brave enough to talk to me for a skeleton from your closet. Do you have any juicy little story?
Yes, I cheated on my wife once, and it was the thing that I did that was most regretful in my life.
Is that right?
Never again.
Aw, good for you. Good
Our
for
marriage
you.
survived.
Good for you.
Now that is a real skeleton.
That is a real skeleton.
I never tell anybody that story unless I'm trying to teach a lesson to a young person.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right. Well, I appreciate that. So Ron Campbell, we got to Google that name. Wow. You are my hero. You know, I swear to God, you really are. I had no idea how much you were my hero until I spoke to you. Thank you so much for talking to me.